All right, so an old friend of mine said he watched last episode and reminded me to make this video about this topic, but also told me since he's really going through a lot right now with his family, like I'm not about to air out his whole situation, but he might be homeless soon, right? I'm not going to air out exactly what's going on, but that's what he told me. He said, "Can you make a video about this specific topic here and please try to beat Minecraft?" Now, you can see I'm in Minecraft. So why that last request? Truth is, I never beat Minecraft more than once in my life, and it wasn't alone. That was like with 8 people, 8 people, eight people. We did it on survival mode, obviously, and but we hardcore mode. I forgot what it's called, but we barely did anything. I barely did. See, you see how little I know about Minecraft. But I decided I'm gonna do this request. Obviously, I won't beat Minecraft in one video. I'm not a speed runner. I'm not anything like that. I'm not a pro Minecraft player. If you haven't noticed, I'll do this as background footage for now, unless you guys want live commentary. Like right now, this is live commentary, so I'm just going with the flow. I'm going to be playing in the background. It's going to be like a playthrough slash commentary at the same time for this video. If you guys like that, just let me know. If you don't, then I'll go back to the regular format, just putting the video in the back and just talking regularly, right? So I'm going to do this challenge. You're going to see me do a lot of new moves, okay? I'm going to try to beat this with Pixelmon. Since he's a fan of Pokemon, I will accept this challenge again. Now, as you can see, just want to throw this out there. You can see I started off with a Beldum. Now, for those unfamiliar with me, every Pokemon game I play, I go full Psychic Pokemon team. Now, why do I do that? It's just how I play. I beat every Pokemon game with just Psychic type Pokemon. It's just how I do, okay? I don't know why, it's just my thing, okay? It's hard to play anything else for me. So, the topic he wanted me to talk about was, let me actually, remember, I'm going to try to beat this game. So, I'm going to start looking for stuff. And again, this is going to be like a playthrough slash commentary. So he wanted to talk about, who is this? A level 20 trainer? I'm only level 5, cuh. I gotta find a house too. I gotta find, what is this? It's like a whole market out here. Oh, this looks like a gym leader. Okay, okay, looks like we got the whole squad here. I don't know what that is over there. I'll investigate it later. All right, looks like a good town we're starting in right now. So I'm gonna go find a house. The topic was loving somebody who doesn't love you back. And you know, this is a very touchy topic because it sounds so simple to like make sense out of. Just move on, bro, right? Or just, I don't know, be patient with them. But I feel like this topic opens the door for a lot of manipulation. Like, for example, I feel like certain people do this thing where they know that somebody is dependent upon them, and what they'll do is that they'll give them as much attention as they need, but they won't fully commit to them. So, like, for example, you may give love to somebody, but that person who you're giving love to doesn't love you in the same way. However, they're just giving you enough because they feel bad for you. They don't want you to, like, fall apart, that type of thing. And so you may argue that's emotionally manipulative. If I were to be like, yo, if you were to give me love right now, and I wouldn't tell you how I truly feel, or I wouldn't give you 100% back because I want to reject you, but I just like having you around, that is a form of emotional manipulation. Because you know what that does? That sets a cycle of dependency. Because if this person depends on you for their emotional establishment to be high, look at that, I finally got my first achievement cut. On top of this, I feel like a lot of times when people do that validation, that fake validation, like, I rock with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can give me mushies, but it's just boundaries, you know? Some of these people, they be doing that just to ego boost somebody, just for a validation for somebody. But it's hard to detach from people at the same time doing, what is this? Uh-oh. Look at this car. Okay, look, we got a good start. I could finish the rest. We got finish the rest. We go to Nether. But yeah, you know, when somebody's exploiting a situation right here, where somebody knows that, oh, this person's lonely, so you know, I can see, like, they're gonna see emotional vulnerability, and they just provide enough attention or affection to keep this lonely person invested into them. It does create that hope of dependency and so forth. And this is how people end up getting a hold of somebody through an abusive cycle, an emotionally abusive cycle. You feel led on. And that's what happens when you're a nice guy, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to pull this card about, nice guys, bad guys, nice guy finish last and all that stuff. But when you're so sweet to somebody and when you're so nice to somebody and they don't really, they don't have the heart, they don't have the courage to tell you no immediately, because not everyone's oblivious. Where the damn trees at? Not everyone's oblivious here. You know what I'm saying? People know when you like them. Okay? People know when you're being mushy that you're being that way for a reason. Or any sort of affection, they recognize that. And when they just sit there and allow it to happen, then they don't have the stomach to just tell them like, yo, listen, I don't like this ain't it. It's just, it makes everything go wrong with the situation. And you can also think about it like this. If somebody avoids the true intimate parts of this, is this a fire? Isn't this a fire type? Oh my God, I don't even want to test it. It's a bug fire. Am I wilding for thinking this way? I'm going to try it. I knew it. Look at this. I already fainted. So in Pixelmon, when you faint, you just got to go run all the way to Pokemon Center. So now I've just been running in circles the whole time. I haven't even found a house for myself yet. Look at this. Once I start getting like a flying Pokemon or something, I'm about to go right into that thing. There's no trees around here. Like for real, there's no trees around here. I got one piece. I'm not going to cut down some of these houses here. This is like my hometown right here. It's like, this is where I was born. I'm not about to do this here. I'm not about to terrorize this place here. Let's just travel a little bit, okay? And then we'll see what's going on here. Yeah, so, there's a lot of people, that's what's so touchy about this topic here, is that there's a lot of people who don't understand that they're being like emotionally manipulative that way. They're just allowing someone to hold on. And sometimes you got to think about it too, because there were times, like I'll tell you, there was this one girl who I was like really crushing on, and she lived in like San Francisco. I'm in New York City. Like I wanted to be with her. We were talking about E-Day and all that stuff, but she was so like in love with this other guy, man. And this guy, he was so, I don't know, he was just an ass, honestly. But I felt so friend zoned. She friend zoned me so hard, dude. Like, I can't explain how serious the friend zoning was, but I could tell we had feelings for each other. She just didn't want to date me for whatever reason. And sometimes you got to know when to stop. And a lot of times, I've been there. I don't know when to stop sometimes. Sometimes I'd be like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I still have faith. Maybe I still have hope. Am I just literally running in circles? There's literally no trees. Is this spawn bad? I might just, oh no. Should I just make a new spawn? I'm just going to run around a little bit more. So when we talk about holding on, sometimes you don't know when to give up on that. Like, I haven't been able to give up on certain people, and it's hard to take the hint sometimes. It really is. And when you don't know when to stop, you have no control over your own behavior. Like, the way I know when to stop is when you don't see any progress, for example. When you don't see progress, that's when you say like, yo, maybe I got to pull the brakes up. Or another way is ask yourself like, hey, is this person, am I really interested in this person? Is this person really for me? Because see, here's the thing about this, right? I didn't mean to do that. What is a time space orb? I always read that backwards. So you got to ask yourself, do you really like this person, or are you just attaching to them? And are you just giving them so much love because you feel lonely right now? Because that's something we like to do. We like to give people a lot of love. We like to give people a lot of affection, and we're just doing it and we're holding on even though they're not giving the same back, or they're showing no signs of giving the same back. And at that same moment, you recognize like, look, like, what do I really like this person for? Because I can't really name anything. You just put up with it because they're the only person who's giving you attention and affection right now. We don't like to think about that topic either. Sometimes, like, and remember I was talking about that girl just earlier, like, I was in a really bad spot during that time, during my life. Like, she was the only woman I was ever speaking to, really. And I stayed there, and I was like, you know what, maybe there was something, right? And then I noticed this, like, later on, I noticed every time I would speak to like another female, like, I didn't really care about that first girl I was talking to, because I recognized I was just only around her due to loneliness. What the? I wasn't even paying attention! Call! Oh my goodness, I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking away from my screen. Oh my goodness, almost lost a playthrough already. So going back, when you start realizing like, yo, I don't really need this person and they're just here for the ride for me, then you got to start thinking about other things too. Like this one I'm talking about, where the lack of progress, where I feel like this is where the topic gets sticky with this, because now we have a situation where you're holding on to somebody because you're lonely, yet they probably get it. They probably know that you're lonely. They just don't want to let you down. So are you getting like screwed over right now or what? That's the type of thing about this. I feel like oftentimes that's the true situation. You're following somebody. I wouldn't say simping completely, but you're trailing behind somebody because you really like somebody. You're giving someone all the love, and then turns out they recognize this, but they don't want to let you go because they're attached to you too, but they don't like you in that way. They're just keeping you there because I think it's just easier for them to just do that. And then they proceed to just, let it continue to go on. And then it makes you dependent. So like, also some people, they show zero signs of interest too. Like that's also a sign to move on. Okay, like that one for some reason doesn't get pushed through enough, but it can happen. It can easily happen. And one thing that is also important here is that there's oftentimes just one person putting in all the work. Okay, it becomes an emotional toll when you put in all the work and you're putting in all the love, and then the person is not giving you any love in return. That kind of puts you in a situation where you got to think about it like this. So you're able to love as much as you're able to love. It shows that you're capable of it, right? Maybe somebody else deserves that love instead. It could be a good time to sit down, think of your emotions, and think about maybe somebody else I can give this to. Maybe somebody else I can truly let them understand how it feels to be loved by you. Because if the person who you're giving that to isn't taking it, then what? It's a complete waste of time. Truly. And if I were you, if I could make a suggestion, this looks actually cool here, what's showing up right there. If I could make a suggestion, I feel like yeah, what is this place? Is this what villages now look like in Minecraft, like other villages? This looks like something extra here. Holy smokes. Level 35. Look at this bunk bed. What is this place, man? I found all this obsidian, and I think I'm allowed to go to the Nether. This is actually perfect right here. And flint and steel? Oh, I'm not trying to be edgy when I say this, but I feel like sometimes it might be better to just test the waters a little bit. Maybe in a sense where you check how they're going to react if you're not there giving them as much love as you feel like you're not getting back, Like I know people who give people a lot of love, but they literally don't get anything back in return. And it's like, it's always one-sided. What if you actually tried to not give as much love as you usually do? Then what's going to happen with that? Because I want to see how their reaction is. Because if someone gets mad about that, I mean, you're not giving any love back. Why should they get mad? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like something to think about. Why should they get mad? They're not putting in any effort or doing their own part, but yet you're the one giving love still. And I know they say like, to get love, give love. But some people they don't want to recognize that. But also at the same time, out of fairness to those same people there, sometimes people are going through stuff and they can't give you the same amount of love in return. And I've been on both sides of that. There have been times where like some people, I'm giving them love, but then they're going through something. They're like depressed or something, or they're going through something and they just can't love back. Hey, it happens. I mean, I can't say what can you do. It's just like, hey, it's just part of what it is, Let's see if this goes well. All right, head to the Nether. Okay, probably won't be good with my steel type like this. Do they know Ember at level 1? I knew it. They knew Ember at level 1, and he got burned. Okay. Well, this is good. We have a nether portal ready already. That's actually really good. It's just we need a team. We need to get this thing together here. Where am I going to find psychic Pokemon at? I'm going to have to look that up in the Pokédex or something, or look that up online. So what I mean is some people, they're just going through things. They just can't give you the love at the moment. And, you know, again, that's just part of what it is. But, you know, if that's the case, then that's another sign. That's a recognize when to stop moment. I just died. But that's a recognize when to stop. Like, okay, so why am I going to waste my energy giving this to somebody? Because like I said, I've done this to people too. Like, I've given people love and they're going through something. It's like I get frustrated about it because, like, why don't you appreciate the love I'm giving you? You know? And that has happened to me too. Sometimes I give level. How is this fair? What kind of spawn is this? I promise. Listen, I promise my friend, I'll beat Minecraft with Pixelmon. This is gonna be a long journey, y'all. You know, I'm keeping it a bean. I don't know if I could put up with this. This is, I don't know, man. When I say, for example, to like not try to be edgy about it. Thank God I won. Not try to be edgy about it, but at least put yourself in a situation where you want to see their reaction to you not giving them love. Think about it in the sense where you're trying to distance yourself. You're trying to set boundaries. Because I started this video, what I say in the beginning of this video, I'm talking about emotional manipulation, right? Don't get it twisted. I don't think purposely being edgy to be like, I want to see how they react, so I'm going to be edgy. You can say that's emotional manipulation, but at the same time, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's a temporary thing. People who do that whole emotional manipulation thing I'm talking about goes within a whole cycle. This is just being like, I'm going to set a boundary for today or a few hours and see how everything works out. Do they really want me to be here? Because I'm sure some of you already have done this tactic before where you're like, okay, well, I'm going to be quiet for the day and see how they react. Then you come to find out they don't really care whether you're here or not. They're just keeping you there because whatever. And then if you try to confront them about it, they're going to say something like, well, yeah, I just thought you still want to talk to me. But does that mean you can't get love back? See, that's when you know when to stop. That's an example of knowing when to stop. I've been giving love the whole time. You can't give love just a simple little bit for me. Okay, well, whatever. And that's what I'm saying. Like, some people, they're just not into it as much as you think. You got to realize that some people don't have your best interest. They have their own best interest. They just want to gain stuff for themselves. That's why they're just keeping you around. That's literally why they keep you around. They want their own validation boosted and their own ego boosted. Yeah, they might ego boost you a little bit when they make you feel comfortable because, you know, they're giving you that fake love. But at the same time, you know, their ego is boosted because they're feeling validation since they have sort of control over you. They have control over your emotions because they know that you depend on them to give them mushies because they like the response they get from it. It's messed up. So when you want to talk about loving someone who doesn't love you back, it doesn't always have to be about romantic relationships. We could talk about working. We could talk about having a dream. We could talk about many different things that you put a lot of time into and you don't see it actually coming back to you. And we could just say, keep trying. And let's talk about that when people say, just keep trying. Okay, well, you keep trying, but do you have the patience to even continue to do that? Because when you want to keep trying, you got to be super patient. Not everyone has patience for that. Not everyone wants to sit in this specific bubble in time. Like, some people, you got to move on with your life sometimes, you know? And that's hard for me to say because I hold on to a lot of things, especially with a lot of people. But at the same time, you know, I could be patient in my own way. It doesn't have to be, okay, so I'm going to be patient, right? But I'm going to be patient, but I'm going to be unreasonably irritated because I want something to be the way I want it to be. Like, I'm going to wait for somebody to be in a better state and then we'll talk about it after. That's one of the lessons I really learned from this past like year or so is Listen, you gotta, even though things are going on in life and you can't get exactly what you're looking for or what you want because, you're missing certain people, one thing that you can always get is just patience. It's just the patience to stay grounded. Yo, you still got to get work done. You know, this is what I was talking about in a video before. I was like, yo, sometimes we got to get money in our bank accounts. Like sitting there worrying about the wrong things. I need money in my bank account. I need some more time. Maybe I need to work on my business a little bit more. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do that, instead of worrying about waiting to get love back from somebody when there's so many more important things to do to settle my own life. You can stay grounded and still wait for somebody to come back. It doesn't mean it's over. That's the thing about breakups. Let's say you two broke up or whatever, or something happened, or this person is not giving you love back because they're going through something. Does that mean that's forever? Not necessarily. It doesn't mean that everything is over with now and they're never going to come back. And this is a challenging experience because everyone goes through this. Everyone goes through a moment where the love that they're giving to whatever craft or to whatever they're going through is just not enough. Just not enough to make others happy. And what you got to do is, okay, so keep that in mind. But you got to pursue other things at the same moment in time. Can't sit there waiting for people your whole time and your whole life. I'm kind of getting animated about this topic because, like, that's something I really struggled with, man. I really, really struggled with this. And I wish I knew better. I wish I knew better with all these people, all the times I wasted trying to talk to people, thinking that they cared, thinking about they understood that I wanted to wait for them and I'm going to be patient, and when they're ready, I'll be there for them at all times. And I'm going to give you just as much love as always. And remember, I used a quote earlier. I said, they say, to get love, you must give love. Listen, regardless of how grounded I am right now, I'm always going to give love to certain people because they mean a lot to me. But my life isn't going to stop anymore. And that's something to think about too. Okay, somebody is not with you or you're missing somebody right now. The world keeps going. The world isn't going to stop for you at the same time. So we got to get on our grind here. See, I disappeared for like a whole month because I can't just sit there feeling bad for myself the whole time or waiting for somebody to come back and do something. I know certain things are going to happen when the time is right. Remember, I made that video where I told that story about what one of my friends said. He said when his wife's mom was in the hospital, he was like, God knows what he's doing. Okay, well, you don't have to be religious to follow that statement, but you can just say the universe knows what it's doing. Yes. Let's just wait and see. When it's the time to be there and when it's the time to finally get the love that you need, it will be there for you. Simply put, it will be there for you. And, that's how I perceive this whole topic. I'm going to try to find a house at this point, or I'm going to try to find another biome that isn't this crappy place. What is that? Oh, that like a stadium, right? Anyway, yeah, let me know how you feel about this. If you like the Minecraft gameplay, me just this is live commentary, so I'm not reading any notes or anything like that. This is just straight up just going off the top of my head right now. I don't know if you like how I'm immersing. Look at this. This is the only tree I find. Look at this BS, cuh. Man. Look at this. Only thing I find out, they give me some cheap tree. Maybe I could plant it around the biome, right? Is that possible? Are you allowed to even do that? Because it is different biomes, right? Oh my goodness. And I'm about to lose my beldom. Anyway, yeah, let me know if you guys like it like this. Otherwise, I'll just go back to putting just regular commentary in the background and just, keep in Minecraft for what it is. Okay? Watch the sun bleed. It's our time to go out while we watch the sun down. Watch the sun down. Watch the sun.
but I think it's never mine. We try to shine our own way, but the stars are not aligned. Laser on the heat, best bet you better hide. Said to do what's best, now my thoughts are on decline. Take a trip with me, we can share confessions. What's next for us? That's a loaded question. You go first, you have the best expressions. I'm looking up now, I see a dark sky heaven. Watch the sun bleed, it's our time to go out. While we watch the sun down, silent guy forever peace, now there's no doubt. While we watch the sun down, fears or hopes are gone, we don't know what that's about.